Hello, and welcome to Around the Political World with John Rothman. I am your host, John Rothman. If you're a fan of the show, make sure to hit the follow button on the top right of Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you are listening at this very moment. When you hit follow, leave a review or share an episode with a friend. It helps other people discover the show, keeps us going, as I like to point out to you each and every day, it expands our base. A disgusting abomination. That is the term that is being used by the best friend of the President of the United States, the man who is going to save our country from so much, Elon Musk. He is describing the plan put forward by the President and Speaker Johnson, approved by the House of Representatives by one vote, and now being negotiated in reconciliation in the United States Senate. A disgusting abomination. The Democrats are thrilled. The Republicans are upset. And all of us should be thinking very carefully about what is happening in Washington right now. There are many things that I could talk about this morning, things that are of deep concern. But the United States Senate has set a deadline. That is to say, the Republicans in the Senate have set a deadline to have that great, big, beautiful bill on Donald Trump's desk by July 4th. For Donald Trump, this is an important moment. He has banked everything in terms of his domestic agenda on what the Republicans in the United States Senate will do. Now, let's be clear. There is no broad national consensus in support of what Donald Trump is proposing. There is considerable opposition, not only from Democrats, but from some Republicans, and certainly from Elon Musk. And yet, Donald Trump is determined to go ahead with this plan. All it will take will be 3 Republicans in the United States Senate to say no, and Donald Trump is back to square one. It is astounding when you stop and think about the fact that all the bullying tactics in the world will not save Donald Trump in this situation. And let's assume, just for a minute, that the Republicans do fracture over this. Will the Republicans be able to put together a coalition to correct the damage? Oh, most assuredly, they'll make every effort, and they may well do it, because the Democrats don't have the votes to stop them. What we are seeing now is something that I talked about months ago, the hubris of Donald Trump. Threats, bullying, and now a disgusting abomination. Not my words at all. So what is the cause of this discomfort? Well, certainly when you take a look at the Republicans who are already opposed to the bill, including Josh Hawley, who many speak as a future leader, perhaps nominee of the Republican Party for higher national office. When you take a look at Rand Paul, someone who has been a constant critic of Donald Trump. When you take a look at others in the United States Senate Republican leadership who are now having qualms. Remember the first rule of politics, and that is to get reelected. And clearly, for Republicans in the House and in the Senate, that is the critical factor. Now, it was interesting to me to note Speaker Johnson and his comments about Elon Musk, who he cheered on throughout the beginning of this administration. Well, he's now having second thoughts. Well, people have a right to oppose, people have a right to change their minds. But the simple truth is that the standard bearer of Donald Trump's domestic agenda was not Donald Trump for a period of time. It was none other than Elon Musk. With Musk's opposition, Donald Trump faces a real problem. I want us all to stop and think for a minute about what it means when just a week ago, Donald Trump presented Elon Musk with a golden key, telling him he would always have access to the White House, always be welcome. And you will note, as of this morning, as I record this podcast, Donald Trump has not blasted Elon Musk. He has said nothing negative about Elon Musk. One of the reasons Donald Trump was elected president is because Elon Musk gave a multi-million-dollar contribution in the closing weeks of the campaign, because Elon Musk employed social media to do everything he could to elect Donald Trump. You can't have it both ways. And yet, we know from the analysis now being given on this great, big, beautiful bill that it will increase our national debt, that it will have profound effect on Medicaid, that it will have a profound effect on Medicare, that the American people understand clearly what the situation is. And if you ask about someone like Josh Hawley, a conservative standard bearer, take a look at the number of people in his state who are on Medicaid. Were Josh Hawley to support a reduction in Medicaid, well, I have to tell you, I think his constituents would be up in arms. These are the practical realities of governing. But more than that, we need to understand something else. Donald Trump has been ruling by executive order. He has not had strong legislative support from the House or the Senate. He has overlooked his Republican majorities, however slim, and has decided by simply using his traditional tactic, he can get things done. Well, we're going to see. And let's assume for a minute that by a single vote, Donald Trump gets his great, big, beautiful bill passed. Let's assume that. Then the Republicans are on the hook and on the line. And yes, fear being the sinker in their aspirations to remake America. I want to go back to the very opening of what I said. A disgusting abomination. Without using a swear word, what Elon Musk has done is to capture the very essence of the problem with Donald Trump's great, big, beautiful bill. Just want to close by saying there are many other things I could talk about, including the negotiations with Iran, including the tariff question with China, the fact that Donald Trump is not closing the deal as he thought he would. There are many things we could talk about. But for those of you who are Trump supporters and who applauded Elon Musk and Doge, which, by the way, has no validity in law, for those of you who feel so strongly, how do you react to a disgusting abomination? It's a good question, and one, my friends, which we will be thinking about and debating in the days ahead. Thanks for tuning into another episode of Around the Political World with John Rothman. I am John Rothman. Make sure to follow along and let me know your thoughts on the show by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts and sharing an episode with a friend or colleague so we can continue to grow and expand, which, of course, is our goal. Please do continue to give me your feedback, which I appreciate so much, on Facebook, LinkedIn, or by emailing me directly. Your comments mean a lot to me. And, of course, to Gogo Zoger, without whom there would be no podcast. Gogo, you have my continuing appreciation, and keep doing the great job you're doing. I am John Rothman. I'll be back tomorrow, and who knows where the world will be then. Right here on Around the Political World with John Rothman. See you tomorrow.